You know, he's very slowly shuffling his child away.
Get away from this man.
This guy's, I think he's European. He might even be British. But it's one of the only times where I felt like we stepped on a stage and got wrong where we were. You know that way? Because headphones on, the girls just want to have fun.
Is it me? Come on. Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne, and welcome to another episode of 7 of 30, the only interview show where I'm going to find out what the questions are at exactly the same time as our guests. And what guests we have today. One of our absolute favourites, brand new album Futique on the way. We're going to get into that and so much more with the one and only, it's Biffy fucking Clyro, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, James.
Oh, boys, it's always a pleasure to see you.
It's been a wee while. You've been okay?
Oh, been doing well. Not as well as you guys. Very exciting time. I've been lucky enough to hear the new record. I very much enjoyed it. Let's start with that.
When you say you enjoyed it, you mean you loved it.
I mean, it's all I've been
life
listening
stopped and suddenly made perfect sense. I appreciate it.
Did you not notice how I was a changed man when I walked in today? It's because of Futique.
You woke up in a black and white world and
just changing the colours for me. It really is. Let's start with the recording process, because you went to Berlin, not just to any old recording studio, to the legendary Hansa Studios, an amazing place steeped in history. Tell me about that experience. It feels like one of those places where you can kind of feel that history in the room, I guess, right?
Very much
Yeah.
so. Very much so. It's funnily enough, we did an acoustic session there just as the world locked down. Like we were on the plane home all with masks on, and it was quite traumatizing. So we kind of had unfinished business at hands. It felt like, and when the idea was floated to go there, we were just like, yeah, this is going to be cool. We can go make our Berlin record. Yeah. We've always kind of gone to North America really for the last few records, and it's important for us to go away from home. But it was just nice to have a fresh energy, a new city, a new experience, an amazing place, Berlin. We've been there a lot over the years, but never spent a kind of prolonged period there. So it was really nice to get to know the city a bit, and very inspiring place to be. It seems like in Berlin you're kind of free to be whoever you want to be, and society kind of lets you go about your day. So it was a great place for us to be.
I think if we'd doing the Myth of the Happily Ever After, because we did that during the pandemic, we recorded that in our rehearsal room, and I think that kind of liberated us a little in terms of where we could record, because we were kind of in the swing of always going to California, trying to maximise working for a massive corporation and live the lifestyle that all the CEOs live.
Yeah, spend as much money
as much of their money as we possibly can. But yeah, as James said, I think the myth kind of opened up that, wow, actually we don't need to follow these kind of self-imposed rules, and we don't need to be so far away from home, and actually it felt like time for a European type record. And as James said, Berlin's such a unique city, and the studio was just teeming with inspiration. You know, that they've still got all the old gear from back in the day, you know, the Tangerine Dream synthesizer and things. I think the same engineer still works there that's been in there for 45 years. And we did the classic watching Nick Cave documentaries and a bit of Depeche Mode to just get that inspiration, because when you're making music, you want to aspire. You know, for us, it's always about being in a place where history's happened, and it hopefully just some of that kind of rubs off in your music, and you at least are aiming for the stars, you know.
Oh, 100%. What a special location. And it's interesting you saying about being liberated from the last record, because, yeah, that was the interesting thing, being at home just as the times were, right, and actually kind of locking in together. Amazing documentary, obviously, you did about that at the time. Really interesting to see that process. I wonder, that's what changed off the back of the record, that liberation to go wherever you want, record wherever you want. But what were the learnings that stayed with you from that process? Because it was such a different album recording process for you guys.
It was. I think just to embrace our own eccentricities and not be... We've always been a little scared of doing anything that kind of references anything we've done in the past, and always tried to kind of steer clear of like the previous records we've worked on. And actually doing the Myth, it became a case of kind of survival, you know, mental and physical survival, that we went in to make music for the sake of making music, because that's what we do and what gives us kind of lifeblood. And I think that's... Yeah, where am I taking this? Where am I going here? Where am I going?
Can I suggest?
Yes, please do.
Like,
please do.
Oh, no, I've forgotten now. I wasn't joking.
Amazing.
Ben,
It liberated us.
It's been a long day.
Because
what did we learn?
We learned
it's the simplicity of things. We went in with a new producer. Thanks so much, guys. See, this is how we achieve anything.
Look, the bond has been there for years. It's one brain. It's one
I
brain.
promise you I had you and it's just
I can't
totally
believe he's
gone.
just forgotten this plan.
I think we learned it's nice to have things stripped back to the essence of why you did it in the first place. And I think in the act of doing that record in a rehearsal room, no one else was around that shouldn't be there because that was still the era where we needed letters in case we get stopped by the cops
That's
going,
right.
why
Yeah,
are you
God,
going
it's so
somewhere?
surreal, isn't it?
Weird. It's weird what we all went through. But I think it just helped that reset of like, we can operate in different ways because you get into the swing of things being in a major label and that it's like, oh, making an album's an event, like everyone needs to know about it, and actually we kept that album a secret, kind of did it ourselves, didn't tell the record company, and we just kind of did it. And I think that kind of self-belief kind of stuck around for this record.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's nice to see how like some of these newer songs have been going down live as well. Obviously playing kind of some festival stuff through the summer, all that kind of thing. Was very lucky to see you guys at Glastonbury, which was great.
Did you enjoy
Very
your
fun.
Glastonbury?
Once I'd got over you dropping different people from the set list, then
I know.
I had a lovely time after. No, I had a wonderful time.
It'll be back. It'll be back, James,
I know
I
it will
promise.
be. I know it will be. But no, I love the fact that I was chatting about this with mates afterwards. I think you guys might be the only band that's done like all the 5 biggest music festivals in the UK. We were thinking this through. It was like a nice little pub game. We're like, every other big band I feel like has missed at least one. But you guys have done,
I think you're
Download,
probably right.
Reading, Glasgow, obviously, things like Isle of Wight. I think Victorious is now like one of the biggest ones up
I know
there,
Victorious is really stunning. They've
Really
had a
kind
great
of
lineup
interesting how
last
much
year.
that's grown. But yeah, it's got to be kind of interesting to keep returning to these events. It feels like old hands now.
It's funny because there's 2 ways of looking at it. One is that we feel really privileged and strong in what we do, that we can play all these festivals, and then the downside is we don't belong anywhere.
Oh, please.
But I think again, just having done this for so long, that has become our strength. That we don't. We can play a Glastonbury show and it feels right, but we're not a Glastonbury band. We can play a Download show. A lot of Download fans will say we're definitely not a Download band.
They're all
but you know,
wrong,
we come from that world. Same with Isle of Wight. I mean, I remember when we played Isle of Wight a few years ago now, we're on after like fucking Madness or something like that, or Jess Glynn. God, nothing wrong with it. God bless you, Jess.
Oh, yeah.
And we came on and we played like 2 songs from our Balance Not Symmetry soundtrack. And I'll never forget opening with Balance Not Symmetry. I don't even think the song was out. And we're headlining a festival where you got Madness and Jess Glynn and bloody whoever else, reuniting on the second stage like the Sugar Babes. God bless the Sugar Babes. And I remember 10 minutes going in going, wow, we really made a bad choice. And the show ended up amazing. Yeah. But it's one of the only times where I felt like we stepped on a stage and got wrong where we were, that way. Because we do have heavier songs and poppier songs in it. And without sounding too cynical, you do tweak things ever so slightly for whatever festival you're playing. And that day we decided to tweak it completely incomprehensibly. And we had lots of really scared looking children in a field in Isle of Wight.
It's a trick that we keep doing.
I know.
And actually,
we can't get away from it.
the same show, and I'll never forget getting the text afterwards because it was like, the first 10 minutes of that show were tough. And it turns out I'd bust my nose as well. So I'm wearing this yellow suit, so I didn't even realise. But on the telly, like we're playing this kind of, abnormal abnormal song for an Isle of Wight festival, and I've got blood streaming down.
Oh God!
So I'm just thinking, doesn't that shout Isle of Wight? It's like the most kind of like relaxed and kind of like joyful and kind of low key in a beautiful way festival, and we were there bleeding and spitting and all that for our art. So yeah.
But that is the strength of you guys. Like honestly, you look back at the back catalogue and you've got like the fact that you can be a band that's got Jaggy Snake and Space and it still makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like I really do think, and that's all over the new record as well. By the way, I love the fact that you get these little experimental moments, but there's also things that just work pure radio stuff in the best possible way that's going to appeal to a totally different audience. That's got to be so nice to have that breadth in there.
I think we took a wee break. I went away and did Empire State Bastard, made some riotous noise for a while, and I certainly fell in love with melody again. Having spent 18 months on the road just screaming my lungs out and actively running away from melody. I think when we got back together, these songs, they just had a bit of a joy, and I think it's the communal experience. I think that came through in the songs that I wrote, that the fact that we do sing almost all our choruses together and things, there's this magic kind of communication we have, and also learning that it's all right to embrace identifiable moments of our band over the years. As I said earlier, always trying to do the new thing or to do something fresh that we haven't done before. And actually, there's a couple of moments here where we have a little rhythmic callback to like Vertigo of Bliss or a vocal that's got a line similar like Infinity Land. And I think we feel liberated from that, and actually we feel the strength from our catalogue now rather than you know, oh, but people think we sound like our own band. You know, you spend 10 years wanting to find a sound. Then as soon as people say, oh, your songs sound like your band, you're like, no, we need to make sure they don't. I want you to think this is a Bob Marley song. An unreleased Bob Marley song. But now, finally, I think I certainly feel liberated, you know, and maybe the boys haven't probably quite carried that weight the same way, but we've always talked about it. But I think for the first time, it was like, actually, let's just fucking... As Jonathan Gilmour, our producer, said, let Biffy be Biffy.
Yes,
and
there we go.
And he's like a younger fella than us, but he's been aware of our band since he was like 11 or 12 and has followed the band. So it was nice to work with someone coming from the other side, because normally we were working with people that are a lot more experienced with it than us, and have been making records for 10, 20 years longer than we have, and we were the grown-ups in the room, Jonathan. But it allowed our music in this band to exist in a slightly different atmosphere, and I think that was really healthy, certainly for what stage we are as a band as well, wanting to push forward but not to the detriment of who we are, you know. And I think some of my favourite bands can go too far, you know, that way. It's like just trying to, it's that fine balance, and that's why I write so many songs as well, because some of the songs, we could have chosen 12 songs that would have not sounded like a Biffy Clyro record, you know. But finally at this point we're like, actually, you know what, we want a song to do this. We want a song to have that big chorus moment, because that's what we fucking do, you know.
Absolutely.
So it was,
man.
Yes. Where's the stage? The fucking stage.
If there isn't a Let Biffy Be Biffy t-shirt on the tour, I'm going to be furious. You'll be leaving money on the table, boys. I'm telling you. Don't do it. Come on.
Pre-order now.
Get out there. The brand new issue of Rock Sound is available now. It's our Brit Summer issue, all British artists throughout the mag, including cover stars Youngblood, Sleep Token, a special tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, an exclusive album pack with Nova Twins, and an incredible group photo shoot featuring 10 up-and-coming amazing British artists. You can get all your magazines and exclusive merch bundles right now, only at shop.rocksound.tv. Let's do your 7 of 30 then, guys. So, a little reminder, you guys did this back in the day when we used to be a bit more quickfire. Same kind of idea. 30 questions in front of me. You guys, between you, I want you to pick 7 numbers between 1 and 30. That's the interview, all right? So, let's rattle through these. I'll go down the line. We'll get these 7 numbers, all right? So, Simon, let's start with you. Pick a number.
7.
Number 7, straight away. Ben, pick a number.
27.
27. James.
Number 1.
Number 1. Back to Simon. What
13. I'm lucky for
13. Ben, go for it.
17.
17. James, go for one.
8.
8, and then one more altogether. What are we thinking?
What was the highest number again?
The highest number is currently 27, yes.
And does it go up to 30? So it's
It's up to 30. It's between 1 and 30.
Let's go 29.
20. Okay. So we have 1, 7, 8, 13, 17, 20, and 27. Do you want to go big to small or small to big, gents?
Let's go small to big.
Let's go small to big. Small to big. All right, this is your 7
That's
of
how my
30.
nightclub night out starts. Small to big, everybody.
You're better than that, Simon. You're better
I
than
know
that.
I'm better than that. I'm sorry.
Let's start with question number 1 then. What song would you want played at your funeral, gentlemen?
Oh, jeez.
Girls just want to have fun.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'd back you on that.
That's
a bit of fun.
That's not bad.
I
Can't top it.
It's one of those. Sorry, Ben.
No, when you go, because
I've got 2. So one is like trying to make everyone cry, and it would be "Journey to the Line" by Hans Zimmer from the Thin Red Line soundtrack,
Wow.
which is 9 minutes of pure sorrow. So if I was feeling particularly unforgiving, I would probably do that. But then I would also follow it by this fella's song. He's called Ray on Bass. Oh yeah. And he's a song called "Shelter." You are my shelter, my shelter. You are my hope. And it's just one of those beautifully naive and kind of like just sensitive wee songs, and I think it would raise a smile to everyone. So Ray on Bass, thank you for all you do. I hope the divorce is going okay.
Amazing. Ben, you got any choices in there?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Magic by Ben Folds 5.
Oh, God, I love Ben Folds. What an
You
incredible
do? Oh, I'm
songwriter.
glad you like him.
What's the matter? I'm
Unbelievable
not
song.
studying.
You're the magic that holds the sky up from the ground.
Wait, Ben Folds is in here! Shadow
La 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 la. It's off the Reinhold Mester album, and it's a beautiful, beautiful
Oh,
tune.
it really is,
And
yeah.
I would love for people just to be crying their fucking eyes out.
Yes! It's a name.
Emotional manipulation. James love his headphones on. Going, girls just wanna have fun.
Is it me? I'm up.
I wonder why there's so many contrasting sounds in your bag. It's like we're getting it out here.
A little glimpse under the bonnet.
There you go. It's got to be nice. I mean, I remember chatting to Jimmy Eat World about this in particular, because they've got a couple of songs, I would say, in their back catalogue that seem to really pop up, like either at weddings or particularly at funerals. There's like a couple of very kind of particular songs with them. I imagine like you must have found that a lot over the years, where like certain tracks get played at the emotional moments of people's lives and that kind of thing. And as much as that's obviously a very sad moment, what a beautiful gift to be able to give to people.
I know, it's whenever it's happened, it's overwhelming. You know, to think you've been a part of someone's life, or your music has, is just, and it's why we fucking love music so much, because it's a magical thing, and the way memories and your life attaches to songs and bands, I think is so beautiful. But yeah, we actually lost someone really close to us in the last couple of years, and they played a couple of Biffy songs at his funeral, and God rest in peace, Colin. But it was really, it's tough when it's someone you don't know. See, when it's someone you do know, it really means a lot, and it's just, you wish you could do something more, obviously, but you know, when it's something sad, it's absolutely, it's an unbelievable feeling. It's nice when people do it for the celebratory reasons as well, for weddings or things like that, and we're fortunate that people have this connection to our songs, and that's, we've always said we wanted our music to matter to people. You know, we've always said make the music famous, don't make us famous, and that's kind of what we want. Famous is the wrong way to put it, but you know, it's like the songs should live on their own and should be in people's lives, and I just love it. I love that music does that, and even, you know, I know we're having a bit of a laugh about these songs, but when you do have things like, you know, these things do matter.
Oh, 100%.
They do, and actually, Naomi, who plays bass in the ESB, that's actually, this isn't a joke, her job is she sources funeral music, so she has quite an intense job, and there's intense reasons, and it's funny, the songs that people want played at their funeral. Sometimes it'll be football songs, it can be like, I don't know, children's songs and things like that, and it's just, it was really interesting to hear just the different types of music that matter to people, and how someone wants to say goodbye. So God bless Naomi, because again, it's weird to think that that's a job that people do, but it's such an incredible service, and it really helps people celebrate someone's life.
An important role to have. God, amazing to see those, which moments can become snapshots of people's lives. You can never predict it, right? It could be any one of you back out.
Exactly. What keeps us all coming back as listeners and as creators, I think, James.
No, very, very true. Very, very true. All right, let's move on then. Number 7 was your next pick. Name a time you got starstruck, gentlemen. Any particular time you got starstruck over the years?
I've got one.
Go straight in.
It was Glasgow Airport, and it was Stephen Hendry, the 7 times champion of the world. Snooker, for all you nerds out there. I froze. I just completely froze. My wife was looking at me like, "Go, behave."
Who is this guy?
Well, first of all, who is this guy? She was like, "Go and get a photo," and I was just like frozen on the spot. And we've been lucky enough to play with the Rolling Stones and meet some pretty famous people over the years, but Stephen Hendry just stopped me in my tracks. So Stephen, love you, man.
It's so funny how oftentimes we ask this question to rock stars. It's mainly sports people. No, but for real, it's something completely outside of your world. It's going to get you. Yeah,
That's it.
100%.
Yeah, for me, it's just like a guy that plays from our local football team, Kilmarnock. It's a guy who you could meet any given day, called Rory McKenzie, who, like, I know where he lives. He's asked me to play golf with him and stuff, but first time I met him, I couldn't really speak. And he's just a wee guy that runs about on the pitch. He's you won't even have heard of him. But I'd met Bono previously and I was absolutely fine. So, well done, Rory.
Bono doesn't bang them in the onion bag for Kelly, though, does he?
That's the thing.
Up your game, Bono.
Onion bag.
The old onion bag.
Bono would back you on that as well. I bet. He'd be getting starstruck by footballers. I could see it. I could see it, man. Yeah, absolutely. Simon, anyone?
I'm going to choose a sportsman as well. One of my favourite people to get text off, I'm in touch with, is Gregor Townsend.
Oh, we've talked about this before now, haven't we?
Yes.
You know, a big Scottish rugby fan that I am. I'm very jealous of that relationship.
Yeah, and he's he loves his music. He actually, when he was at Glasgow Warriors, he used the captain as their kind of like the start of every match for a good few years, and he's just a lovely fella. He's obviously so highly accomplished. It's weird when it's that kind of way. Whenever you meet someone that's been in your life for a bit, they make you forget kind of who they are. So when you're talking to Gregor or you're like, it's just Gregor, he'll be talking about the music, and then I see him, they tell him like, you're the heart and soul of the nation, Gregor. The living, breathing epitome of the lion. But it's stuff like that.
I was quite sure you were going to give us your story from
Neil Tennant.
No. You've got a few from big festival in LA, not in LA, Coachella.
Ian
Oh,
MacKaye
Ian
from
MacKaye
Fugazi.
from Fugazi.
Oh,
This is
wow.
Starstruck.
That's a belter. That's a
He was
belter.
lovely. I know it's not the longest story, but basically he was playing there with the Evens just like a few years after Fugazi had finally called it a day. I don't even know if they've actually officially called it a day. So get back at it.
You
boys.
heard it here first.
You heard it. They're back. Fugazi's really
Exclusive
nice.
on Rock Sound from Simon Neil. Fugazi, return!
Yeah,
Long
they're
last.
headlining Coachella. They're just below Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah. But he was playing there with the Evens, and I saw him, and we were all stoned up and a bit drunk and just having a great time in the desert in Coachella. And I saw him, and I kind of went half jogging, and before I knew it, I was like, Ian MacKaye! And then, and as soon as I started speaking, I was like, I'm drunk. and I definitely stoned. I definitely had some red eyes. It's legal in California, everybody. No rules were broken. Got any on you? You holding? And as soon as I opened my mouth and to say what he meant to me, I realised I'm stumbling over my words here, and I'm drunk in front of the most famous straight edge person, the person that coined the phrase straight edge in minor
He's got a kid on
threat.
his shoulders.
He's got his kid there. You know, he's very slowly shuffling his child away.
Get away from this man.
This guy's, I think he's European. He might even be British. Might even be Scottish. God damn it. Yeah. And honestly, I couldn't get out there quick enough, and he was so kind. He asked the name of the band, and and he was so sweet, really caring. Gave me everything I wanted. And I just want to say I'm really sorry to do that to
It's
Ian
really
MacKaye.
unfortunate because Simon's not a sloppy guy. You know,
I'm never not a big drinker. It was
just
just we're at Coachella. It's full of assholes.
it's
You know?
fucking sunny. You know.
Well, we'll never see anyone we care about here. Ian MacKaye. So that's one of my big kind of regrets. And in fact, the other time I was sloppy and approached someone, I approached Neil Tennant and basically almost left with him under my arm. I was like, Neil Tennant, I was like, because I really love the Pet Shop Boys. I love their artwork. I love the way they present their shows. You know, they're not in our world, but I can't help. I'm mildly obsessed with them. We've played a bunch of festivals over the years where they've played, and whenever you catch it, you're like, oh, it's next level. So of course, I accosted Neil Tennant. I was like, oh, I can't live without you, Neil. I'm a Pet Shop Boy.
Possibly gave him the wrong idea.
I know. And then when I left, I remember the boys looking at me going, come on, I know you don't mind Neil Tennant, but you didn't meet Kurt Cobain there, bro.
Mate, I will back you. I can honestly say I think it's one of only a couple of times I've ever been starstruck was Neil Tennant.
Really?
Telling that, and this was pre doing all these jobs. When I used to work bar, I was working at Hammersmith Apollo, and it was during the Kate Bush shows.
Wow.
And everyone
Did you work
came
there in
to
that,
those shows. I did.
show run or
Everyone
whatever?
came to those shows, man. I remember I was watching the merch desk one night, and Neil Tennant came up, and I sold him a T-shirt. I was like,
Because
Hey, there's your receipt,
Because he's
Neil.
immaculate and he carries himself. He's everything you would want to be as an adult.
Oh.
That's it.
You know, and obviously I was everything he did. But that's awesome. That's so cool. Did you work all that?
oh yeah.
Did you get a chance
my
to
gift
see
for
some?
that. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Unbelievable show. Like one of the best things I've ever seen.
Was that before you? Forgive me. I know we're.
Oh
I know
yeah,
we're on air.
yeah.
that
This was
before you started?
long time ago. This was like struggling freelance writer days. Back in the day. You know all those jobs. bar
Working
jobs
every
around
hour
town.
that God gives you.
This is it. And just stick at it, kids, because one day
This
we'll
could
be
be
here
you.
with Biffy Clyro.
You could be hanging with Biffy Clyro.
This is it. Question number 8. Let's do it. What is the greatest gift you have ever been given? So interpret that however you'd like, gents.
Meeting these twins, meeting these guys has been a bit.
Couple of clowns.
That's quite intense.
I've got a Death Star fire pit.
Nice.
In my back garden.
Nice.
It was meant to sound like
What's that?
that. That my wonderful wife bought for me during lockdown.
Oh, very
And
nice.
it's obviously still there,
Yeah.
and it's massive. And it's a fire pit.
Whenever
In
it's
the shape of
glowing,
a Death
you normally
Star.
you send a wee picture and it
do.
looks immaculate.
It's just-
I love it. It's so
I mean,
cool.
you can stare at a fire all day long. It's nature's television set, isn't it? But when it's in a Death Star, it's even more watchable.
That is very, very cool. I like that.
One just come to my mind because you mentioned the Pet Shop Boys. I was through seeing the Pet Shop Boys in Edinburgh for the Hogmanay celebrations.
That was at that gig. There we go.
Were you?
How about
Cold, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was
really,
just a bit.
really cold, man.
There we go.
My wife was DJing at it, so we were hanging about at the stage, and I got talking to one of the stagehands. As happens in this world, you tend to see people that you know about. Got chatting to this lassie, and she had a Greg's badge, like Greg's sausage rolls, like the best sausage rolls ever to have graced the planet. And I commented, and she went away and came back with a Greg's bum bag. and gave it me.
I've seen it. It's amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
Greg's
I mean,
Christmas has just passed. It's about to be hugging. You've got a Greg's bum bag on. Fireworks.
The only way is
Head
down.
shot, boys.
you are kicking off a year in
It
style,
was
right?
like Simon said, downhill from
Yeah, it's
there.
like hibernate that following year.
And all I remember is I was doing that for about 2 weeks. These boys, like, it was the heaviest thing I've ever heard.
Where's the gent version of that?
Oh, man. Next time you boys are in the live lounge, I know what
Don't tempt us.
bring it on.
And just to top it off, we got to Glastonbury this year, and I went up to check my pedals, and the same lass was there, and she gave me a Greg's badge.
No way.
Quids him.
I didn't even know that.
Wow.
So I'm having the time of my life right now, really.
If Greg's
You're
watching
lucky-
this,
you're lucky.
if
We're
you're
all
the
up.
new brand ambassador here, I think we got it.
We've been trying to get James to be the Iron Brew boy since he was about 18 or 19.
When I was a kid, I was practicing. I was dressing up at Halloween, but they haven't come.
There's an advert where this still happens, man.
I know.
You can Iron Brew.
You and
really,
me could have a.
We really could. Do you remember they put Franz Ferdinand on bottles back in the day? Do you remember this?
was that Tenants? Was that maybe Tenants?
Oh, I think it was maybe a bit, but I remember them doing like maybe it was just for the band. I remember seeing a picture
Yeah, okay.
of them holding Alex holding a picture of himself.
That is
at the bar.
pretty cool.
That may have just been a promo
It
shot. The
might
more I
be,
think
yeah.
about it,
Still
but
pretty
yeah,
cool.
It's still pretty cool.
it's still not bad, is it? It's still not
Cool those
bad.
guys, man.
Could we
There
be
we
the
go.
first band to do an Iron Brew collab though? That'd be special, wouldn't it?
Just get you boys stripped naked. I'll hose you down with Iron Brew, and then suddenly you it go viral.
I'm watching that.
I'm watching that.
The ad
And then
writes
The sticky
itself.
fizz.
They let out the wasps after that, and then we've got
Exactly.
Is that last week? No.
It'll work. It'll work. Simon, greatest gift.
I'm actually gonna say the Hog guitar I have, which it's funny because I've had it since I was 18, and it was gifted to me by Ben and James's dad, Davey. Thanks so much, Davey. And it was, I felt as though there was some kind of mantle being put. I felt like I had to take my playing and the music seriously when he gave that, because it was the first proper, real grown-up guitar that I had, and I still cherish it, and I'm bringing it back into the rig 30 years on. So it's been in my life the whole time. It's got the first 5-6 years of us touring. It's just it played every show with us. It's scratched, it's bashed up in the most authentic way. It lived in the back of a van. So Davey, when he gave me that guitar, I think when I look back, I'm like, that was a big moment for him. The hog.
Amazing.
Bring out the hog.
Great guitar.
Love that. Do you know what I love about this particular interview format is we can have so many amazing answers. We've got some deep answer stuff, and now we're going to have arguably the most ridiculous question out of the entire thing. This is question number 13. If you were a wrestler, what would your stage names be?
Oh, I love it.
Rowdy Piper's taken.
Bonehead Benny. I don't know.
Bonehead
Oh,
Benny.
I don't mind it. That's not bad.
Bulldog Benny.
I like that.
Bulldog's a bit English.
Yeah, it is. I know.
Yeah, Bonehead. Let's go with that.
Bonehead Benny, Bonehead Benny. I don't know what shtick.
Saltar Simo.
Yes! Saltar Simo.
It's all Scots here.
I'd be like-
We're very nationalistic
I'd
today.
be like Big Jammy Jimmy or something.
Big Jammy.
Yeah, you could be the heel. You could be like that. That one that everyone loves. That just comes in. It's like, it's Jimmy, but
Straight out again.
yeah, exactly, like the
Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Bushwhackers
man.
in WrestleMania.
Or you always
9.
get cut right
Big
away.
Jammy Jimmy.
Just covered in jam.
Yeah, that's
Big
it.
Jammy.
Yeah, that's my move.
Just sliced up.
The moves to get them covered in jam.
Yeah.
Big Jammy Jim.
Yeah, they immediately have to cut to an ad break every time to clean up the rig.
Clean up the jam. Yeah. They're bringing
Wee
toast out.
Jammy Jimmy. I can't be big.
wee
I'm too
Jammy
small.
Jimmy.
Wee Jammy Jimmy.
Amazing.
It's funny though, actually, just
Do you
for
have
topic.
a
Wrestler
wrestling name? Should we go
Oh, don't ask me the questions. Don't put the pressure on me. I have no idea, man. You can
might
give me
get-
one if you want.
You might get in there to
Think of
Jammy
what
Jimmy
might work.
first.
I know
First.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could
The Jammy Jimmies.
brothers.
The Jammy
Oh, we
Jimmies.
nailed it. Yes, it's the duo.
Surely that's
everyone wanted.
the Jimmy
We're
Jams.
done here and that's the scene.
Yeah, tag team.
Yeah, it's the tag team nobody
Jim
wanted.
Jams, you can be
But
Jim
you're
Jams.
getting
Jim
it.
Jams.
Just we're talking about wrestling. We just want to give a shout out to our friend Paul Craig, who just fought in the UFC for the last time the other night as well. Ben's known him for years. He's covered in Biffy tattoos. We've followed his career for years, and he just unfortunately lost his fight on Saturday in Paris, and that's him retired. So we just want to say
An amazing career.
yeah, amazing career, and
done,
just
big
he's done the country and the nation, everyone proud, and then amazing to see anyone in the UFC. So
Oh,
I hope
absolutely.
he's recovering.
I mean,
now.
again, it's like we were saying earlier. Those sports connections are always so meaningful to so many eyes. I mean, like when you mentioned rugby earlier, Simon. I know from being sat at Murrayfield when Bubbles kicks in after a try, everyone loses their mind. It's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? It's great fun. That's got to be so meaningful.
It's
to
even
so
that
many
happens,
contexts.
and it's weird because you go to like whether it's a gig or a sporting event, and you're there as a fan and as a supporter, so that, and then when you do hear your own tune, it's weird because you're still like, oh my god, like you feel like you can't celebrate in the same way as other people because it's your tune. You know, we still have that.
Do you ever get the first few sentences? You're like, I know this.
What is this?
Is it weird?
What is
It's
this?
so strange.
Your
Before
friend
you
has to
kind
tell
of,
you. Yeah.
it's like a wee.
This is incredible.
This is the best thing. Oh my god!
Amazing. No, amazing to see those reactions. We're getting back on the deep train here, gents. So we're flitting all over the place. Number 17. What do you think the world will be like in 100 years, gents?
Over.
I'm going to go with that as well.
burning.
Common answer. Yeah.
I'm not massively
I think
optimistic.
the internet will be over. I think A and I will.
A and I?
A and
A and
I. will-
AI.
I think that will be the end of the internet.
Right,
Because
okay.
then everything on the internet no longer becomes true because it could just be faked. So I think we're actually all going to go back to our textbooks and encyclopedias, and because then
I don't know.
you
I
can
think-
prove that's true.
I think the Neuralink thing. I think we're all going to be. I think it's going to be closer to
You're just gonna have.
Wall-E
You're just gonna have
than
the
we
information.
think. You know, like there's obviously so many. You know, we could take this combo 1 or 2. I guess there's so many positive things we're going to get out of AI, and we've seen it in the new discovery of medicines and surgeries and dementia treatments and things. So there's going to be so much incredible stuff, but then just even the people we know who are losing their jobs at the moment because their whole industry's been wiped out by the technological advance. We obviously want everything to progress, but I worry that I don't even know what the world's going to be like in 10 years, you know, and because if you think back, even pre-pandemic, none of us knew even what Zoom was, never mind that we would live our lives in these kind of weird, you know, the way we interact changed so much. So I do think in 100 years it is going to be lizard people, or we'll all be a wee white box. Yeah. You know, that way, like, you know,
downloaded onto
you know,
I know.
because also you know, I'm going to sound really old here, but I grew up like, with collections of things. You know, that way, like, hey, I've got a collection. Now, if you walk up to someone under 25 and say, do you have a collection of it? You'll be like, what are you, what age are you? How was the war?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, so that's what I'm curious about, because say, like, your life, you accumulate things in your life, and I guess the way we now accumulate things has changed so much that our, you know, our life, our home's going to be bare in 20 years. You know, is everything we need just going to be on that Black Mirror-esque like thing to the top of the head, and then everything you need is there? Do we end up being completely sedentary in every aspect of our life? You know, but then you would say young people are more aware of their health than they ever have been,
true.
you know, and people go to gyms at the weekend now rather than going out and getting wrecked. So that, you know, there's so much. Yeah, that's a long way to say who fucking knows.
Out there.
I try.
Despite the fact that there's some things that are worrisome, you know.
And it's tough, and I think anyone, like, you know, when you're our age kind of thing and you've been doing something for 20 odd years, you're aware of the changes, and I think you become less afraid of the changes because you realise how much has changed since 20 years ago, you know, and I think it's, but we are in a really interesting moment for humanity, because I don't think in the history of humans have we had such an existential crisis in terms of what AI brings, because it's literally rewiring our brains, rather than the Industrial Revolution was like rewiring how we did things externally, but what we're rewiring now is how we do things internally. So it'll be an interesting few years, and, you know, hopefully we'll see you before we speak in the next album, obviously, but every time we talk, it's a new way of doing it. You know,
it's true, isn't it? I mean, this is the interesting thing when we think about our industry, to put a positive spin on it, because I do see the positives in it, is the way that these things flip back and forth, in the way that, like, the vinyl resurgence we couldn't have seen coming. It's because people want that physical thing. They want to be able to feel and touch something and have that connection to the music in that way. And that's why, like, with the AI thing, I think it will go like that for a minute, and then everything's going to settle back down, and everyone's going to go, do you know what? This is what I actually
and
feel.
even when it comes to the music side, because I've got the fear of AI making music, you know, and whether people will care whether it's AI or not, but I think the way it'll end up being used as a tool, and then but the human input to it will be what makes it special, and it's just about finding these ways of working. Not that we ever used AI for fucking anything, but I'm not afraid of technology. You can't be afraid of technology and advancement. And as you say, I try and always retain that positivity about it. And obviously you've got your wee one now as well, and it's like her life is going to be so full of different things.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we have a worry, it won't be like what ours, but your daughter, and forgive me from
No, you're absolutely fine.
You know, like, she's not giving a shit how we grew up. You know, it's like you just want the world to be good for her, so she's got opportunity, she can be healthy and you know, and enjoy her life. That's what it's all about. And I don't think any parent is going to allow the world to turn into a total dumpster fire, because we have another generation that we need to fucking educate, and who will make the world a better place again.
That's
And
the
maybe like the
possibility.
older generations, older than us, have run out of ideas. And I think that is being shown with the way the world's been led at the moment. We're trying to operate in 2025, perhaps in a very 20th century way. Who knows what the right way to move things forward is. But in 10, 15 years, we'll be on that path, and I think it'll be a lot clearer. So, so come see Biffy in 2045.
There's the tour plug. We had to bring it back round somehow. I love it. Question number 20, and you don't have to show these, but just describe them if you would. The photo that's on your phone lock screen. What do you have as the photo on your phone lock screen? Again, don't feel you have to show it. But
I've got my dogs.
I got a photo of me and my wife.
Yeah, nice.
My wife and I.
Very good.
I've got a photo of my wife's eye. Not my wife and I, but a very, very close up photo of my wife's
nice.
eye. Yeah.
I've got a photo of Ben and James's wife.
The perfect answer.
Simon's got 2 phones.
How much the other phone?
Ben's one made a bit. No. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't resist that.
You could see the cogs turn. I was like, oh, he's going to slam dunk it. He's got to do
don't
it.
see it.
I know for a fact
So
that the picture is in fact a picture of 2 dogs. So that was
I
quite
know,
rude.
I
That was
know.
quite rude.
Hey, no, that wasn't. That was hands off. Hands off.
That's the joke we were avoiding.
Yeah.
And it was a much nicer joke than
No,
that.
I've got my 2 wee doggies in that.
Yeah.
on my
Lovely
phone.
wee
Oh,
They're
love
absolute
that,
nightmare.
love that. Right, one more in your 7 to 30 here, gents. The worst meal you have ever had on tour, gentlemen.
That would be in Hull. Every meal we've had in Hull.
Any meal we've ever had in
Adelphi.
Hull. Sorry, Hull.
Sorry, Hull. But we got convinced at one point that people in Hull did not have taste buds because we had like 3 or 4 bland meals in a row in
I think
Hull.
that means that they've got the best taste.
Is that
buds.
what it
Yeah,
means?
uber
It must mean
sensitive.
that they've got
Maybe.
great. If that food's acceptable to them, they must be tasting.
I mean,
something
how can you have a bacon roll with 8 rashers of bacon in it and it tastes of nothing?
Unreal.
So I think the bacon was boiled, and then we had a bolognese
Boiled
pizza.
bacon.
Boiled bacon, and then we had a bolognese pizza, also tasting of nothing. I don't know how that's possible.
No.
And bearing in mind the main dishes we're discussing were curry dishes, and we all chose different dishes on the menu.
Salt
But
and pepper.
I'm gonna
You can better that.
better that. We played in Italy,
Oh, yeah.
and we get cooked chicken by this wonderful looking chef, head to toe in whites. Like I think he had his name embroidered.
Oh, that's how you know it's good.
Brought out this chicken.
We're looking out
Well-
over Il Duomo as well. It's like we're in Milan. It
Yeah,
could be
cut
pretty
into this chicken, and it was still alive.
Wow.
And it was absolutely red and pink. And I remember just getting up and leaving. And I think because I got scared of it and I left. And the boys quickly followed me. The crew ate the chicken because they were starving and it was their only food that day, and they were obviously straight into gig. All of them fell ill.
Of course.
All of them fell ill within about 4 hours. You know, they were lucky to make it through the show. So it was just one of those times, you know, where you're just like, because being in tour, food is quite a valuable commodity. So you do, you know, you end up putting a lot of grim stuff in your mouth, James, to make ends
That's the
meet.
van life.
But yeah, it's I know van life exactly.
The problem with this chicken was the guy hadn't microwaved it for long enough. He was there with the chef's whites, the full thing, microwaving chicken, and it was like,
man.
like we're in Italy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We had a
Like, you
level
guys
of
have got a
trust.
bit of a
We had a
food
level of
culture.
trust as well, because you know when you go to France and Italy and order a medium rare steak, it basically comes
still
out
alive.
still pulsing. You know, but that's it wasn't that. It was like this chicken is raw.
You can't be doing that with chicken.
as Ramsey would say.
That's grim.
But yeah, it was a real world physical.
Dear Lord, yeah, that's a grim one. I mean, yeah, you must account for that, I suppose, on the rider these days. Is it much more palatial rider than back in the early days?
Believe it or
It's
not,
never been. That's not a word I would ever have used.
we've fallen off the wagon with our rider. We've ended up touring like prisoners.
Honestly.
Since the pandemic, every show we kind of like everything got so stripped back in the pandemic that now we kind of only have basically a few boozy things, some soft drinks, and maybe some hummus. And it's like,
Dry
how did we end up here? So it's funny you should say that because in our next tour we were
We're
like,
gonna put it back
let's
up,
get the
really.
feast,
Oh,
let's get the feastery on.
absolutely.
We want a buffet.
I want
We used to get a roast chicken every time, guys.
know.
What happened? A full roast chicken. That was
we
great
do the
fun.
full. Do the
Hen-
Fleetwood Mac number when you get like a 7-course meal put out, and then they just didn't turn up any night.
I know, yeah. I think the drugs they were taking certainly didn't make them hungry.
Well, quite.
But
There you go.
actually, our first few, we conquered touring early on because Ben bought a George Foreman grill. And so when we were touring like
That's
places like the
amazing.
Adelphi and Hull, Ben would bring it in and we would order, rather than getting these terrible 3 or 4 sandwiches, we would ask for some sausage or some bacon, and we would come in and Ben would be cooking sausage sandwiches for everyone in the crew and the band.
Let's go.
And it was brilliant, and that's when we realised this is for us. This is going to be all right. So.
That's so good. That's like the Dave Grohl thing. He doesn't set up a barbecue like every festival they go to. And just like, come on, guys.
I don't know how we can be fucked. He's got a show to do as well. You know that way. It's like
it's true. That man is happiest when you see him behind a grill in photos.
Yeah.
Like that's his
He
thing.
does.
A grill or guitar. That's his two
I
things.
think he just got an award for all his community service.
I saw
and
that
everything,
actually, yeah.
which is testament to him. What a beautiful human.
What a man, what a man, gotta love that. Over on the Rock Sound Shop right now, exclusive album variants from the likes of I Prevail, Beauty School and Michael Clifford. Get your vinyl, your cassettes right now, delivered worldwide only at shop.rocksound.tv. Right, that's 7:30. We like to wrap these up with 7 kind of quick fire questions. All right. So I'm going to work down the line again, and you can do these ones individually. All right. So Simon, I will start with you. Name one song that will always make you cry.
Oh, Funeral by Band of Horses.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a stunner. It's an all-timer.
That's
Always
a great
makes
choice.
me wail up.
All right, Ben. Ben, I'm going to come to you with the next one, mate. We're going to move on.
No, you're all right.
Oh no, I'm going to do one by. Get a quick fire.
No.
Precious on. No, Ben. What 2 items can you never leave the house without?
2 items. My left shoe and my right shoe.
Very good. Very good. I thought you were going to say these 2. That would have been the other gag. There we go. James, what are your top 3 tips for going to a festival?
I was about to say,
don't
I was about to say check the TV listens and see what's on the
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And I used to say smart arse things like take headphones. Don't prepare anything. Don't make any plans.
Like that.
Yeah,
That would be the first one.
like
Don't
that.
plan what band you're going to go and see when, because it just doesn't work like that. You need to be willing to go with the spirit of the festival.
Yeah.
We haven't spent many time in festivals as audience members, but there is a spirit in these places. I don't know what it is. Put a bunch of humans in a field and something happens. So don't make plans. You don't know what's going to happen. Take a friend.
Nice.
Go with a friend. And take lots of drugs.
There we go. A message for the kids.
Good message.
There we are. Simon, 4 people, alive or dead, to invite to a dream party. Who are we going with?
Ooh.
Dead.
Yeah, exactly. I'll choose the dead ones, thank you.
I'm going to have to reword that question moving forward. Chips. No.
I'm sorry.
Are all of them
Copyright
alive?
in the corner for me. That's good.
Axl Rose. Mark Danielewski, author, my favourite author. Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, great choice.
I'm going vibe here. I'm going vibe.
One more.
Who have I got? Easy E.
Oh,
Nice.
there's a mix.
That's a good.
you
That's a
think
good.
you know
I
it?
see conversation flow in there. I think that worked very well.
I love it.
Ben, how would you describe yourself in 5 words?
Oh, these are getting more. Oh my god, I can see this happening.
These are getting more
You can see
difficult.
the
There's your 5 words.
and the numbers. You see what we've done here with the 7, James. You figured it out. There we go.
I'm sweating.
Jeez, oh.
Describe yourself in 5
This
words.
is hard, isn't it?
Too many. Can you do it?
Thoughtless.
Self-deprecating. We can throw that in.
Self-deprecating. Thank you
There we
very
go.
much.
That's 2. You can.
Stunning. I mean, I know, yeah. Humble.
Oh, very good.
Modest. Is
Very
a 5,
nice. Oh,
yeah.
that's more than enough.
Stunning and humble.
You've nailed that there. James, how would these 2 describe you? In 6 words.
6.
Without a doubt, a pain in the arse.
Amazing. And final question, I want all 3 on this. We get everyone to do this. This is the 7-song set list, right? Ooh. You're only allowed to play 7 Biffy songs at shows from now on.
Okay.
What are the 7 songs that have to make the cut?
Right.
Love it.
Slurpy, sleep. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Living is a problem because everything dies. I feel that was a really important song for us in many, many ways, and it still very much kind of indicates who we are.
Slurpy, sleep. Because I get a proper workout in that one, and we get to really take people's heads off.
Mountains, I think it's at our triumphant best, and it's always amazing to hear the crowd sing it along with us.
Love it. A Hunger in Your Haunt. It's become a recent favourite for us to play live. It just every time we do it, it just feels like it's been in our bones for years and years. So it's nice when you discover a song like that later in your discog.
2 People in Love from the upcoming Biffy record,
Nice.
Futique.
Play that one yet?
Because James struggles to play that one.
There we go.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
Yeah, one more.
Doesn't need any explanation.
One more, I will go with Machines. You know, again, another early song, but it still feels incredibly important to who we are, and it means a lot to people out there. So we would end on that one.
Beautiful mix in there. Gentlemen, that is your 7:30. Thank you as ever. Always a pleasure. Genuinely congrats on the new record. You know, I always love what you guys do, but like it's so nice to see you guys pushing yourselves in new directions, trying new things and stuff. It's always, seeing you go like that. Can't wait for the tour as well. All very exciting.
Sweetheart. Hopefully we'll maybe see you north of the border or south of the border.
I think you will see me front and center of that Glasgow day.
Brilliant,
100%. Looking forward to it, guys. Yeah, we'll catch up soon. All right,
Appreciate your time, James.
Biffy Clyro, ladies and gents.